are now listening to the Dad Rules Podcast with your hosts, Mario E. and Kid.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Dad Rules Podcast, where we help you dad better. I'm one of your hosts, Mario E. My other host, Kid. What's going on?
Not much, man. Glad to be here. What we got going on today?
All right. So today's topic is even a small star shines in the darkness.
Okay.
Even a small star shines in the darkness. All right, so I'll kick this one off. So the first thing I think about with this particular old proverb is, one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. It talks about lots of scriptures in the Bible talk about darkness and light, but one of them that most recently comes to me was it talks about it's over in John. It talks about the light shines in the darkness and the darkness could never extinguish it. So when I think about that, right, and it's something that, I know you as well, and I know a lot of dads, we explain to our kids, always be like that positive influence, be that light amongst your friends. A lot of times in today's society, a lot of people may be doing things the wrong way, might be wanting to indulge in things that, they shouldn't be, whether it be, drugs or alcohol or whatever the case may be, or, stealing or whatever. We always want our kids to make sure that, they're not participating in those activities. Why? Because it's not right. And so we want our kids to definitely step up and be leaders and not participate and indulge in those types of things. So that's one of the first things I think about. You want your kids to be a positive influence. And where does that start? That means it starts with us. I can't tell my son not to do certain things and I'm sitting over here and I'm doing the same thing, right? So it starts with us, right, dads? I mean, you got to do that. And then also when I think about this saying, right, it says even a small star. So I think about it like this as well. No matter how insignificant you think you are, don't necessarily think like that, because even in a dark room, the smallest of light, you can find, if you walked into a pitch black room, right, and you just put your cell phone light on, you can find your way around in that room.
Right.
At that point in time.
That's good.
Even if it's on the other side of the room, you can kind of feel your way out just a little bit. And that's all it takes. It just takes just a little bit to light to start to penetrate that darkness and move it out, and, once you have a light, let your light shine. So, and don't be afraid to be who you are. If you're not that type of person that's not going to go out there and do all this wild and crazy stuff, be that. Someone is looking at that. And then also think about stars, right? So stars are out in the sky, in the darkness, at nighttime. And we all know that, prior to navigation systems and things like that, stars would help guide people to where they need to go, right? So a lot of times it's being in this dark, this dark world, so to speak, right? You being that small little, star, that small little light can help guide other people to the things that they need to be doing and things that they need to go. I mean, at the end of the day, man, fathers, your role in the house is important. You're a star in your household, okay? You're a star. Your family is looking at you. Your family is watching you. Your son is watching you. Your daughter is watching you. Your wife is watching you. They're going to take their cues from who? You. So make sure that you're leading with the right way, with the right purpose in mind, so that they do the things that they need to do, right? And, I just think about that, it's so, I mean, I could get so deep with just the star reference and all that stuff, man, but, just overall, let your light shine. Don't be afraid to not let your light shine. I know sometimes, when you are surrounded by so many different other people who have different interests and stuff, sometimes we may want to shy away, or sometimes we may want to, kind of, not speak up against certain things because it's not popular, it's not the norm.
Right.
And I just encourage everybody to just be that leader. You know, sometimes I don't know if you've ever seen it, right? But there have been times in my life where I've noticed it where, let's say you got a couple of people, let's say you got let's say you're in a room full of, you know, maybe 5, 10, 15 people, right? Mm-hmm. And you may have one vocal person and they're talking about something and you may disagree with it, right? And it's maybe happened with me or it's happened with another person. And all it takes is one dissenting opinion. And then you start to see, well, other people may feel the same way, but nobody is willing to jump out there and say, hey, I disagree with that. And here's why. You know, sometimes it takes that one little thing to say, oh, I don't know about that. And then next thing you know, everybody's like, oh, well, I'm glad you said something because I disagree with that too, but I just didn't want to say anything. Yeah. You know, have you ever had that happen or seen that happen? You know, so
it happens a lot on my jobs too.
Yeah. I can think about plenty of times so it's happened on the job, but I mean, it's all it takes sometimes, man, is just that one little spark, that one little light to come through of a different way of thinking about something, and that can change the whole mood and tone of a room, or change the decision that's getting ready to be made that could be a bad one. So just, I mean, let your light shine, and dads, make sure you're doing it and leading in that particular way. What do you say to that? What do you got?
Man, you said a lot of good stuff, man. And you was just talking about like how being like that light. And I thought about like the old soap opera. I don't even know if it's still on, but Guiding Light. You remember
Guiding Light? Yeah. I don't know either, but yeah.
But
those weren't the ones my mom watched.
Yeah, man. Like they were crazy about those back in the day. But yeah, that guiding light and having that light is like, once you got that light, then you can guide others. And then I started thinking about like how if we're fathers and we're teaching our kids, what are we teaching our kids to be? Are we teaching our kids to be leaders, or are we teaching our kids to be followers? And I say followers, and I mean really followers of the crowd. Because I remember you telling me before, you said, if everybody's running towards the cliff, how did you say that?
Yeah, it was somewhere, I can't remember where I saw it, but it was a quote I saw, and I forget who originally said it. But if everybody's running toward the cliff, the person is running the opposite direction looks like he's crazy.
Yeah. So like, and I thought, and I was like, yes, we want to teach our kids to be leaders, but then in order to be a great leader, you have to first be a follower. Okay. Yeah. You have to be a follower of wise men or wise people, and you have to be a follower of a great leader. And when you are a leader, people don't really realize that everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants to be a leader. But being a leader is a very lonely place. Like even on your jobs, you guys may be in management or whatever, but if you're in management, they're going to tell you, don't eat with the people that you got to work with. You need to be eating your lunch alone. You know, that's the type of stuff, because like once people get around you, then it just changes. You know what I'm saying? They might not respect you like they should or whatever. So like when we're thinking about like leadership and having our kids be the leaders in their schools and in their communities, is like, dude, if you're going to be a true leader and you're going to stand for what's right and you're going to do what's right, you're going to be alone a lot. You're going to be alone a lot.
It's an element of that for sure.
But the beauty in that is when you step aside and you say, nah, man, I'm good. I'm a roll out over here. It may be 10 people in the room. When you leave out, probably about 3 of them going to go with you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what being a leader is. And you made that so clear when you said that. Because like one person says something and then everybody else kind of gets on that bandwagon. But you got to have somebody that is going to say, nope, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be who I am. And I guess I have done that so long that it really doesn't bother me. And then I guess like, especially when you get wife and kids, it becomes, to me, it became easier to be on your own because you always got your family there. But like when you in those years of being a kid and a teenager, and I would say even the college years or whatever, you can be influenced by others.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important for you to find your identity and who you are, and to teach our kids that, because they can get in a whole lot of stuff. And I'm telling you, put everything positive that you can in your kids, because as soon as they get away from you, it's going to be somebody waiting to take everything good that you put in them and take it out of them.
Right.
So we got to, and then too, that can lead into our daughters being in bad relationships, our boys being in bad relationships, because you just want to be with somebody. You don't want to be alone. So you getting down with stuff that you know is not right, or things that you know that this is not a good sign, but you stay because you like, would I rather be alone? I don't want to be alone. I want to be by myself. People that fear to be alone and be by themselves, you're in a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Because you're giving all the power to other people. So I think it's important to show our kids that it's okay to be in solitude in times that you stood away from the crowd and you did what you wanted to do. They want to call you a square, whatever.
Yeah.
But you keep your kids goal oriented. And your goals are going to keep you where you need to be. Now, I thought about this too. Purpose keeps you straight. When you align with your purpose, you're not worried about what everybody else says, because you know what I'm here for. You know what I'm here on this earth for.
You focus.
Yeah. And the lack of having that purpose wields depression, because you're just walking around hopelessly, not knowing what is it all about.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're unmotivated. You're the leader of the home. Whether your baby mama wants to tell you or not, you are the leader.
That's right.
Them kids looking at you.
Yep. That's right.
Take your place, man. Take your place. But yeah, we have to teach them that. And I thought about, like, one of my proudest moments as a parent was Jonah was not behaving well at school. For about a week or two span, he wasn't behaving well at school. The funny thing is, I think we found out what the issue was. It was two things. I think it was, we hadn't had to talk with him that we were having a baby yet.
Mm-hmm.
But we had those side conversations with him around, thinking that he wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
So we were talking about the baby and my wife being pregnant, but we hadn't told him that we're expecting a baby and his role in this process. So his role is to be the helper. We need you. This baby's gonna love you. You got to be the best big brother you can. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the other one was, he was eating school lunch. Man, I know that, John. It sounds like, what? Yeah. Jonah was eating school lunch for the first few weeks of school. And we didn't really realize, but he wasn't really eating the food like that.
Okay.
So I think he was getting hungry. And when he got back to the classroom, he ended up being hangry, and he gets that honest from his father.
Okay.
So once we started packing his lunch and things, he started to turn things around. But when I talked to his teacher, she said he started turning things around, and she said, "Look, he's helping out other kids. He's telling other kids to stay on task." And I said, "Yes,
That's good.
that's my proudest moment right there."
That's good. That's
that
good.
You're being a leader, and he's not a huge talker, and for him to say, "No, y'all supposed to be doing this," that's big. That's showing me that's how we grade ourselves, is how our kids act when they're not around us.
Yeah.
So that right there, how you're acting when I'm not around, that told me right there everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
As about what I was doing. I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's your grade. I like that. I like that. That's the parents' grade right there.
Yeah. And just remember this before we go. But eagles, I mean, like, what better bird is it than an eagle? I mean, everybody has their opinion. But like, if I had to pick one, that would be probably my favorite one. Just the way they look. Man, they just look so prestigious. Like, they look so dignified. They look so strong.
Mm-hmm.
They look so focused.
Right.
But like, when you think about it, how do eagles go? Like, how do they fly? Do they fly like buzzards? No, they don't. Buzzards fly in groups. A lot of other birds fly in groups. They have their flock. Eagles fly alone.
Really high.
Yeah. Really high and alone. You know, so, man, don't get depressed in your solitude. No. Sometimes you need to be by yourself so you can get yourself right. I know people right now that are in serious situations with their families, and they on their last leg because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, being influenced by people that are quote unquote family and friends that don't care and give 2 cents about everything that you have to lose at home. A friend, if we out, and I'm just gonna be honest, man, and I know this goes out there, if me and you out somewhere and we hanging out, and I see that a lady come up to you and she's flirting with you, you a grown man. I can't make you do nothing.
Right.
But if you think I ain't gonna tell you, bro, you need to leave that alone. Don't, bruh, it ain't worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't risk it all over this girl. It ain't worth it, bro. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you say, bruh, I'm good, bro, I'm just trying to tell you, bro, that's bad news. And then you keep on, that's on you. But as a friend, it is my duty,
yeah,
to help you keep your family in place.
Yeah.
I know everything that you got. I know everything that you gonna be risking. You about to lose it all.
Yeah.
Financially, emotionally, man. Go home.
A good friend would do that. Yeah, a good friend's gonna hold his friend accountable. You gonna do that.
Go home, bro.
Yeah.
That's the new thing. That's the new thing. We need to get some t-shirts out.
Go home.
That Rules Podcast. Go home.
Oh man.
Go home, bro.
I like that.
Ain't nothing out here in these streets. Nothing out here in these streets for you, man.
Yeah,
go home.
Go home.
Yeah, go home, man. But yeah.
Ain't no sneaky links around here, man. Go home.
Right. Right, man. Like, yo, and I've told you before, man. Like I've gone to the movies by myself sometime, man. Like sometimes you just gotta rock out by yourself, man, because it's like, I got me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And really, and the funny thing is, like, I remember back in the day listening to P. Diddy and looked like it was Mace on a song, Why You Over There Looking at Me? You remember that song?
I remember that.
And I think at the beginning, he's Puff Daddy back then, and he was like, when you in the spot and it's just you and your girl and y'all hanging out and the guy across the room looking at you and he getting you the mean mug and everything. He was like, and you ain't got none of your boys around. And he was like, yeah, you think that she don't go hard, but she go harder than some of my boys. And really, when you have a good wife,
you got that.
True.
You got that.
She really riding for you, whether you got some or not. You know?
That's right.
So it's not worth putting it putting that at risk. But hey, to each his own. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I mean, we welcome you here at the channel, but I'm just saying I don't roll like that.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that temptations are not out here for all of us. Temptations are out here for all of us.
Everybody, yep.
And we've talked about that before. There are beautiful women everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean you gotta partake in it.
That's right.
You got anything else?
No, I don't, bro.
All right. We thank you guys for listening to the Dad Rules podcast with Mario E and Kid. And guys, we're gonna catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Dad Rules podcast with your hosts, Mario E and Kid. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Breaker, and Player FM. Till next time.